Hi besties, welcome back to my channel, or hi, my name is Stacy if you're new here. So for today's video, we're just doing a summer sweat-proof makeup get ready with me. So we're gonna be doing this makeup look that you see on my face here. So this makeup look is gonna last you the entire day. The sweat, humidity, heat waves, whatever, she's gonna last. I like using these brighter, more fun colors in the summer. So if you guys wanna see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you wanna see more content like this, because it really helps on my channel and it would really mean a lot to me. Now, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so the very first step you want to do in a summer makeup routine is obviously moisturize and apply SPF, which both I already did. And this is the SPF that I've been using, and it's this Lancome Gel SPF. I like it because it's very much a true gel, so it feels pretty lightweight under your makeup, because I honestly hate the feeling of sunscreen. So, okay, so this foundation has actually been my go-to this summer, and it's actually an oldie but a goodie. It's this Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So I wore this when I was out like on a trip. This is kind of like my go-to if I know I'm going to be outside the whole day and I want my makeup to last the entire day without like worrying about it. This is my recent go-to, even though it's like a really old foundation. Oh wait, actually right before that, we're going to go in with our Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I like to do this before putting on matte foundations, just so that we can still have some glow. And I only put it on the sides of my face because that's where I'm the least oily. But I bet if you're dry, you could just like put it all over and then just quickly blend it out. You can see how that just makes my skin super luminous. Okay, now we go in with the foundation. So this is in the shade 1N0 Porcelain. The only thing about this foundation is like, why doesn't it come with a pump? I don't know, for such a high-end foundation. I don't want to pay extra for the pump. But anyways, this is what the shade looks like. And yeah, I feel like I would definitely recommend this foundation more for oilier skin types like myself. I feel like this is just such a holy grail for a lot of people, like for good reason, because it's super full coverage, but also you're able to apply a really thin layer if you want, and it's still gonna give you that coverage, but without like looking too heavy or cakey. But you can see how with that Hollywood Flawless filter, my skin still has a glow coming through, and I feel like it does adapt pretty well to any skincare products you put under. So that's why I feel like using like a glowy primer and a moisturizer before the Double Wear foundation really just makes it look the prettiest and the most natural. And the thing is, like, this is gonna last you the entire day, you know. Next, I'm just gonna moisturize my lips because they're dry. So I always have been using this Tower 28 Pistachio Gloss. This is my go-to. And I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe you can't. I use it down to here, which is like, I think I'm gonna pan this gloss, and I've never panned a gloss, so I feel like that means something. But I've been using this as a lip treatment. I just really like it because first of all, the shade is perfect. It's like a perfect nudie pink. But if I'm just wearing it as a lip treatment, it's super comfortable. Like there's no stickiness. It feels like kind of like a gel, but it's like a more cushiony gel. Usually like by the time I get to the lip step in my makeup, which is like at the end, then when I remove it, it gets rid of all like the dead skin cells, and it's just like really moisturized and ready for a lip application. So that's why this Tower 28 Pistachio has been like a holy grail recently. Now I'm just gonna color correct. So I've been using this Bobbi Brown color corrector, and I have like a pretty significant dip in it. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, I really like the shade. It doesn't offer the most coverage though, but some people might like that, because I always go in on top of this with a concealer. And then I just blend it with my sponge. Okay, and then recently I've been getting back into this Hourglass concealer. This is also an old formula. I don't know, I gave it to my mom for a period of time because I didn't like it originally, like when I first used it. But I think I was using too much because this is like very full coverage. Like I feel like I'm not used to this coverage anymore. But, so you just want to put like 3 dots under your eyes, and that's like enough. And then any other like problem areas you want to cover. Yeah, the key is you just want to keep things light, like use light layers so that it's not gonna like melt off your face when you're out in the summer heat. Oh yeah, I also wanted to mention some other recommendations for summer foundations. Like I think this Estee Lauder one is the best full coverage one for summer. But if you want like lighter coverage, I also like to use the Dior Face and Body. I've been using that one a lot recently, but that's like a lighter, like medium coverage. And also the Fenty Eavesdrop, that's a classic like tinted moisturizer, but it's more on the matte side, or like natural matte. So again, recommend for like oily skin people, or if you're just like in a very humid climate, because when you're out in the summer heat, like even if you're wearing a matte foundation, that thing is not gonna stay matte, okay? So it kind of all depends on like your climate, what you're doing, plus your skin type. Okay, next up I'm just gonna do brows. Okay, I'm just gonna do my brows off camera because I'm not doing anything new or different. Just use this ABH Brow Wiz plus the Makeup by Mario Brow Gel. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back with my brows all done. So let's go into bronzing the face. I've been using this Patrick Ta bronzer recently, and this is a really good bronzer for fair skin. The thing is, he says it's like a contour and a bronzer, but in my opinion, this contour shade is still too warm to be a contour on my skin tone, but I like using it as a bronzer. So I'm just gonna use the cream first. And I like that this formula is like sheer but buildable. It's just a very easy to use formula. This has been my go-to bronzer this summer. And I just apply it in like a little C shape. Like you can see how that's giving me this natural bronzy glow, but it's like very neutral. But I still feel like it's too warm to be a contour. Hopefully you guys can see. And I'm not super precise with like my bronzer placement. I've never been one of those who's like super into like really precise contour. And then, you know, just rub it down the sides of your nose very lightly. And down the jaw. And in order to make it last a bit longer, I usually then take this powder bronzer shade and just kind of lightly tap it over where I put the cream. Just to kind of set that. But I like that this powder is not super powdery. It's very like thin. We're not adding a level of like cakiness to the face. I prefer to be more subtle with the bronzer because I'm definitely more of a blush gal. I just want like a subtle bronzing lift to kind of like mesh everything together and give my face some dimension. And then I like to kind of clean up under the edges like so. Just like that. Also, don't worry if the cheeks aren't like perfectly blended because we're gonna add some blush on top of that and then it's gonna like basically cover it up. Next, I go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand. I've been really into these beauty light wands recently. I mentioned it in my like top summer blushes, although it's not technically a blush, it's more like a highlight or a blush topper. But this is in the shade Pillow Talk, so this is more of a highlight. Do you see that glow it's giving? And then I just tap it in with my sponge. I tend to try to not like saturate the tip too much because I don't want to like hold a bunch of product in there. So that's why you see me like dotting it and like not that much product is coming out. So yeah, I always do this highlight step after my bronzer but before my blush because I feel like putting the blush over the highlight makes just like the whole cheek area mesh together better than putting highlight over blush because that's when it tends to get like stripey looking. Or sometimes I find that the highlight color covers up the blush color a little bit and then I have to go back in and put more blush on top. So that's just like another extra layer. So I found that doing bronzer, then highlight, then blush last is the best combo. So you can see how glowy we're looking. I just love this formula because it sets down, it's very thin, and it dries down. It doesn't have that tackiness that a lot of cream products have. So it's like the perfect summer highlighting product. Okay, next up for blush, I want to use this Makeup Revolution blush. And this is in the shade Savage Coral, so it's like a really hot pink color. I'm going for like a hot pink vibe today. And this is what I mentioned in my previous summer blushes video. That's like almost a dupe for the Rare Beauty blush because this is only $8. And it's also very pigmented, very bright. I'd be looking kind of crazy right now. But yeah, then you just wanna blend it out. But you can see it just blends really easily. Definitely less pigmented than the Rare Beauty, but I find that makes it more workable. And the Rare Beauty I feel like also has less dry time, I think. So you can see how this is just looking super pretty, but it's blending seamlessly. And I like to bring this blush up to my temples because it's kind of also contouring while also giving that blushy effect because my temples are like the widest part of my face. So I bring it up here. Do you see how pretty that is? And I'm glowing with that like summer flush. So pretty. We're gonna like set a little bit later so we're not like as dewy. As we all know, the age-old trick to like get everything to last is you want to do creams then powders. Like I did cream then powder for my contour slash bronzer and then I just did cream for my cheeks and now I'm gonna add a powder on top. So we're gonna go in with my Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2 blush, which I also mentioned in my summer blush favorites. And I just like the Pat McGrath one because it doesn't completely take away glow. So we're just gonna lightly use that basically as a setting powder for your blush, but a tinted one because you don't want to like take away the pink shade. And I'm also really tapping off the excess because I'm quite pale and it's really easy for blush to like overwhelm my face. So just tapping that over. But immediately it like takes away some of the shine. But it's also like setting everything so we get that nice like satin feeling but we still have that glow and it's just looking really pretty. Obviously you don't have to do these steps, but these are just the ways that I get my makeup to like last the entire day. Then lastly, the last step I've been doing in my blush routine is taking my really pastel blush. This is a K-Beauty one. This is from Daisic. And I just picked the shade that like matches my blush. So I go in with this baby pink shade and basically just go around the edges of what I did. And this will help give it that airbrushed effect and also just blend out the edges better. It also really smooths over pores, so like especially in this middle area here. It's just a nice like blush finishing product Like, hopefully you guys can see it kind of like toned down the edges, so it just makes everything look more seamless. It's a very subtle difference, but a difference nonetheless. I'm gonna clean up the bottom again. So I like to just kind of do this throughout my makeup because my blush can get a little bit too low. You just take your sponge that you had makeup on and just clean it up, and it's looking great. Next up, the eyes. So a lot of times if I'm gonna go out and it's like really hot, I don't know, I feel like we will kind of want to keep the eye makeup lighter. So I'm just gonna do a really easy eye look. So first we're gonna start off with the classic Take Your Bronzer shade as the crease shade. So now I'm just bronzing in my crease just to add that little definition. And since we're using our bronzer, we know it's just gonna go with the rest of our makeup. If you want a more blushy look, you can just use your blush as well. But I just want it to be more neutral, I guess. Also, I like how this bronzer is really buildable, so it's hard to overdo. Taking a little on the bottom lash line. Now we're gonna go in with this Ulta Beauty Bouncy eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Buttercream. So this is like a really nice champagne glitter topper, but since it's really sheer, it ends up just looking more like wet glisten on your eyes. And then I just tap it on. I've heard about these Ulta Beauty Bouncy eyeshadows from Amanda Z on YouTube, but I prefer more of like a glittery look rather than like a pure metallic shine. So I was at Ulta the other week, and then I found this really nice glittery eye topper, and it's just really pretty. And I actually made a TikTok about this, but I feel like it's a pretty good dupe for like those other sheer glitter eye toppers, like the Fenty Diamond Bomb, the white clear one, or like the Makeup by Mario one in the shade Quartz. It just gives your eyes that like crystal wet looking effect. And I think these kind of like wet looking shimmers are really pretty for summer. But yeah, I haven't heard anyone talk about the shade Buttercream, so I wanted to mention it on my channel. And it's for like half the price of those other like high-end ones. This one I got for like $8 or $9, so. Okay, so like you can see how that just gives me a really nice wet glistening effect. I also recently got this, which is this MAC Dazzle Shadow Liquid in the shade Not Afraid to Sparkle. So I saw this because Erica Titus on TikTok uses this all the time as her inner corner and Eggosal highlight. So I'm gonna use that today. But yeah, I mean like this has really good lasting power. Also like this is so freaking pretty. It's quite sheer upon first application, so I'm gonna apply some more. Like, it's a very sheer, sparkly glitter. But you can just see how it's so cute. This is like one of the best Eggosal glitters. Like these glitters for your under eye. It just adds that sheer sparkle, and it doesn't really have a color base. Even though it looks like golden gray in the tube. It looks like a really weird color in the tube. But on the eyes, it's just like this sheer sparkle, and it's so pretty. Like, it looks like fairy dust or something. So I'm just putting it like all over my Eggosal and then a little bit in the inner corners. Like how cute is that? Okay, so now I'm just gonna curl my lashes, do my mascara off camera, because it always takes me a really long time for no reason. So just using my Shiseido lash curler and this L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara. So I'll be right back after I do my lashes. Okay, now I'm back with my lashes all done. So you guys can see the finished eye look. It's really clean, simple, but I think it looks really pretty for summer. It's like a refreshing, light look, you know? Now, important step, powder. So I've been using the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Cupcake because it has like a pinky tinge. And I just set under my eyes, and also like the sides of my nose because that's where I get the most oily usually. So I don't set my whole face, but we kind of already did set the places that I didn't set with this loose powder. I really like this one because it's super blurring. But yeah, and loose powder is a necessity, especially if you have oily skin. And in between the eyebrows, like this forehead area. So we can see the glow is still there, but it's like toned down a lot because we now just have like very targeted glowy areas. Okay, so I just removed my lip gloss. So now I'm gonna go in with my trusty Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. And we just wanna overline our lips. And then I always blend it out, because I just think diffused lips always look better. Okay, and then I want to take this lip product. This is the Fenty Popsicle Lip Stain, and this like went viral on TikTok. It's just like a really nice, true stain, but it's also glossy. So it's like nice and hydrating, which for my lips is necessary. This is in the shade My Type, and it's like a super pretty pink popsicle shade. Like, look how pretty and bright that is for summer. So this is the finished makeup look because I wanted to keep it like a bright pop of color on the lips. If you wanted to make the lip more subtle, you could just remove this and it would have a stain and then use like a clear lip gloss on top. And you can just keep reapplying the lip gloss throughout the day to keep your lips hydrated, but it would just like have this nice staining power. This is the most longest lasting stain that I own currently. I also reviewed this on my TikTok to like show the different ways you can wear this. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. This is the best like true lip stain I've tried, because it's actually hydrating hydrating and it's very even. It's like one of the most evenly staining lip stains. So let me show you guys the final look. I really like how everything came out. It's very bright and fun and like juicy looking for summer. I love how there's still like an obvious glow going on. Like my skin is looking perfected. Oh wait, actually, we gotta use setting spray, obviously. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury one. This is like the best long-lasting setting spray because it actually makes your makeup stay on longer. This has been my favorite ever since I started using it. Yeah, so here is the finished makeup look. Yeah, I feel like it was super fun, super easy. Also, this face I would put on like at the beginning of a long day, like out in the summer heat, and I know that's gonna last. It's not gonna melt off my face, even including the lip color. She's not going anywhere either. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this glowy summer sweat-proof makeup tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and comment and subscribe down below if you want to see more content like this because it really helps out my channel, and it would really mean a lot to me. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!